Greetings fans of steam and welcome back to another video. Today we're in Monticello, Illinois for a look at Southern Railway steam engine number 401. I hope you all enjoy this video. On this Memorial Day weekend, we're visiting the Monticello Railway Museum. If you like historic railroad equipment, this museum has a ton of it. The best part is that there are two very different trains to ride on. These two locomotives, Southern 401 on the left and Wabash Diesel 1189 on the right, are the power for the trains this weekend. The steam train pulls up to one platform of the Nelson Crossing Depot, and the diesel takes its place at the other platform. Since the museum has two separate trains, each running multiple times, it gives visitors many chances to ride. On top of that, each train goes to a different location. The Nelson Crossing Depot is in the middle of the museum's 6-mile track. Wabash 1189 travels north to White Heath, and Southern 401 heads south to downtown Monticello. Today I'll be riding in this flatbed car, open to the air, and right behind the steam engine. Before long, passengers boarded for the first run of the day. Before our trip, I will note, feel free to skip around this video as it can be slow going at times. I've included chapters for your convenience. Besides the open-air car, the steam train also has two 1930s heavyweight passenger cars and a caboose. As we rode along, we passed the museum's Camp Creek yard, full of historic equipment on display. Then the train neared the first big feature of the line, this viaduct, which crosses Camp Creek. A few thousand feet south of Camp Creek is Township Road. On this train ride, you can see a perfect example of what's all over the Midwest, miles of farmland. But the way I see it, when you're riding behind a steam engine, it doesn't matter what you see. After about 10 minutes on the train, we hit Monticello. We arrive in downtown Monticello, which has its own depot. It's called the Wabash Depot, built in 1899 by the Wabash Railroad. It was originally located on the west side of town and moved here in 1987. You all know the drill. It's time to talk history. This steam engine was built all the way back in 1907 by the Baldwin Locomotive Works. The engine is known as a 280, meaning it has 2 pilot wheels and 8 driven wheels and 0 trailing wheels under the cab. It's also known as a consolidation. 401 hauled mixed freight trains in Tennessee and later performed switching duties. The engine was designed to burn coal, but has been converted to burn oil and has an enclosure over where the firebox door was. As much as I like steam engines, I am starting to appreciate the station buildings as well. All the different artifacts to see inside are pretty fascinating. I was especially excited to find this room, a dispatch office, completely restored and full of classic technology.
This room is one of my favorites, especially because you've got the train order levers which control the signals outside.
These signals outside of stations are not for the trains, rather to let an engineer know they have orders to pick up. I've seen a few examples now, and they're my new favorite part of an old depot. After each run, the train spent about 10 minutes in Monticello and then headed back to Nelson Crossing. And the steam train was back. The steam engine isn't the only engine here today, so I'm going to spotlight the diesel for a moment. This diesel is an EMD F7 type, built in Ontario in 1953. The Wabash was its original railroad, and so it's been restored to that paint scheme. I've stopped at County Road East 1900 North to film this train on the return trip. Unlike the steam train with the heavyweight 1930s coaches, this one has a mix of cars, mostly Illinois Central, representing the railroad which lasted until 1999, quite long for a railroad founded in 1851. When the train returned, I took a much-needed walk around the museum. Consider this a review of it, and I give this one a 5 out of 5. I love all the passenger rolling stock here, especially the Illinois Central painted cars. The locomotives are fantastic as well, my favorite being this Canadian National E unit. If only CN locomotives were still painted this way. In the car barn, I found my new favorite piece of MOW equipment in Monticello, this giant Wedge plow.
If you've ever wanted to see the inside of this rail car, now you can. There's a stove in here. Look at that thing. Here's the cupola. I mean, this thing's basically a caboose, but with lots of controls. This thing has its own horn and light, and of course the massive plow in the front.
I also went inside Nelson Crossing Depot, where there are more train order signals.
There's the telegraph transmitting tapper, and there's the receiving part. You can see the other station has these too. The levers control the signal outside, and that lets the engineer know when his orders are ready.
Of course, you can't forget the food. You can get popcorn from a classic truck, or ice cream, or a cold drink. Not to mention, this museum is very family friendly.
Well folks, that's going to do it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed this look at Southern Railway number 401. If you did, definitely make sure to hit that like button down below. Also consider subscribing if you're new to the channel. With that being said, that's all I've got for you today. I'll see you all again very soon, and have a great day.